Good evening, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. I'm wishing you a warm welcome to the Agoura Hills City Council meeting of February 11th, 2026. At this time, please silence all cell phones and other electronic devices. If you wish to speak or submit a written comment, please complete a comment card for each agenda item and submit to the city clerk prior to the public comment portion of the agenda. I will now call this meeting to order. Moving on to our land acknowledgement. The City of Agoura Hills acknowledges that we occupy land originally and still inhabited and cared for by the Chumash Nation. Descendants of the Chumash still remain, and we honor and pay our respects to their elders and various groups that make up the past, the present, and emerging as they continue their stewardship of our lands and our waters. We have a responsibility and a commitment to elevate the stories, culture, and community of the original inhabitants of Agoura Hills, and we are grateful to have the opportunity to live and to work on these ancestral lands. I will now move on to our Pledge of Allegiance that is going to be provided tonight by Cub Scout Pack 227. So, Scout Pack 227, take it away.
Attention, will the audience please rise? Color Guard advanced. Hand salute. For those not in uniform, please put your right hand over your heart. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Color Guard, post the colors. Color Guard salute. 2. Color Guard dismissed. The audience may be seated.
Let's give a round of applause. Thank you so much, Cub Scout Pack 227. You guys always do such a great job. Well, now moving on to the roll call. I'm going to defer to the city clerk.
Good evening. Councilmember Anderson? Here. Councilmember Anstead?
Here.
Councilmember Sylvester?
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Klein-Lopez?
Here.
Mayor Wolf?
Here.
Mayor Wolf, you have a quorum.
Thank you. So, report of closed session. There was no closed session held. Now moving on to the approval of the agenda. Will the makers of the motion and second to approve the agenda state your name? And I will defer to the city clerk after you state.
Councilmember Sylvester so moves.
Second.
Councilmember Chris Anstead seconds.
I will now defer to the city clerk.
Thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Anderson?
Aye.
Councilmember Anstead?
Aye.
Councilmember Sylvester?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Klein-Lopez?
Aye.
Mayor Wolf?
Aye.
Mayor Wolf, you have approval 5-0.
Great, thank you. So we're now moving on to why most of you, I think everyone came out tonight. And I want to thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Before we get started with our volunteer recognition, in the spirit of the community, we want to invite someone very special up for a presentation, and that's George Coleman. And George, before you come up, I have a little bit I'm going to read, and then I'm going to call you up. As most of you know, George and his wife, Kathy, have been deeply embedded in our community for many, many years. Kathy was heavily involved in the One City, One Book program and coordinated the kids' activities for the Read with the Mayor program. They've been really involved in different causes, helping to save open space. They've been advocates for Old Agoura, and they've just been incredible members of the community and continue to be. In honor of his wife, George would like to present a gift to the city on behalf of Kathy. So George, now will you please come up?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, and City Councilman and staff. Firstly, I want to say congratulations to all those people who volunteer all year without pay. I hope it's without pay. But I want to just thank everybody that's here tonight. I think it's a good idea. But the other thing I think you have to do is congratulate the city council and the administrative officers because they do a lot of volunteering. An 8-hour day is nothing to them, and they get very little stipend. But Penny said to me tonight that you guys are getting a raise. After 40 years. I don't know what the hell you've been doing wrong, but that's ridiculous. Anyway, I just want to thank you, and I apologize in advance in case I tear up. As you know, Kathy passed away May 24th, 2023. And after 52 years of a relationship, it was a loss. But I want to thank you for the distinct honor of presenting one of her better posters, paintings. This painting was done when Miguel Ordonez took the photo in Griffith Park, and then Steve Winter did the photograph Hollywood Hills. Right after that, and that was what, 2012? Kathy looked at the, well, no. After that, there was a meeting in the committee room, 2014, yep. And Beth got the hook and nailed Kathy and I to be on the advisory group of the Save LA Cougars organization. And you know, after about 8 or 9 months, we didn't have a penny. We finally got our first donation. I think it was like $5,000, somewhere in that first year, because Kathy and I were scratching our heads, how is this thing going to develop? And then all of a sudden, Caltrans delivered the EIR at Gillette Ranch, and there were about 300 people there, all in favor except for maybe 8. And maybe part of the 8, they just wanted to know if they could walk on the overpass when it was finished. The other couple of people said it's going to kill our view of the valley as we drive down the 101. I mean, it's such an absurd comment. And after that, we got seriously involved. Beth asked Kathy to do all the P's, and all the pumas that lived in the Santa Monica Mountains, she painted. And it was quite a challenge. And she devoted a lot of time. And she loves this city. She really loves this place. And she may have irritated some of you, but she loved this place, and I'm sure she would be very proud that I'm donating this painting to the city. Because rather than go through the history of my relationship with Save LA Cougars, as Beth has reiterated many times in her writings, I'm going to go direct to the point and ask you to unveil this painting. And I have to say, when I took it off the wall to bring it here, and thank you, Amy, for making this happen, and Kimberly, too, I realized how handsome P22 is, and how Kathy captures the eyes of all the animals she ever painted. So it was with pleasure that I want to make this contribution tonight. And I thank all of you for your service and your time, and I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, George. And by bringing it to art, it introduces it to whole generations of young people. Oh.
Yeah, Jeremy. Where is it going to be hung? Where are you putting it? No, yeah, you got to put it. I want to be able to see it.
you, George. And I do want to acknowledge that tonight we have Beth Pratt, Lauren Gill, and Robert Rock here from the wildlife team. Beth, I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah, here we go. No, first of all, I remember standing here in 2012 when the crossing was like, what? Really? We're going to do this? And I just want to thank the city, the staff. I mean, we are ribbon cutting this year. Thank you, City of Agoura Hills. Thank you. You are home to one of the most significant conservation projects of our time, and this community has been amazing to work with, the staff, the council, and all of you. And I think George and Kathy Coleman, I'm tearing up because since the beginning with that 2014 meeting have been friends, have done whatever it takes, showing up at events. And when Kathy asked me how she could help, I said, why don't you paint the peas? And she did. I'm really sad Kathy won't be here to see the crossing, but I guess she will in some respects. And both of them have just been both friends and just such staunch advocates for this significant conservation project. So I love that P22, who also inspired all of us, Kathy's painting of him will belong to the city that is home to this. So thanks for donating, George, and thank you, City of Agoura.
Thank you. And we will find a great place for this to hang in perpetuity for forever. So it's really exciting that it's here. Thank you so much, George. Really appreciate it. So moving on to the program, we're going to be doing things a little bit differently for this year's volunteer recognition event. So please sit back and enjoy this video, and you get to hear more of me.
Welcome to the City of Agoura Hills annual recognition event. This evening, we are honored to gather in celebration of the individuals who exemplify the very best of community service, our volunteers. As Elizabeth Andrew so eloquently said, volunteers do not necessarily have the time, they just have the heart. That sentiment perfectly captures the spirit of those who are recognized tonight. Here in Agoura Hills, we are incredibly fortunate to benefit from the dedication, generosity, and civic pride of so many outstanding volunteers. On behalf of the entire City Council, I would like to extend our sincere appreciation to each of you for the time, energy, and commitment you devoted to our city throughout 2025. Tonight is about the hundreds of volunteers who collectively contribute countless hours towards making Agoura Hills stronger, more connected, and a more vibrant community. Your involvement this past year has been truly impressive and deeply valued, and the positive impacts of your service is felt throughout our city. As a small token of our appreciation, we are pleased to present to you this Agoura Hills branded bucket hat, similar to this one. We hope you wear it as you explore our beautiful mountains, enjoy one of our parks, or join us at one of the city's many events, all while keeping the sun out of your face. May it serve as a reminder of how grateful we are for everything you do and how important you are to the community. Thank you again for your service and dedication to the City of Agoura Hills. Architectural Review Panel. The Architectural Review Panel assists the Community Development Department in reviewing new commercial and residential development applications for compliance with the city's architectural design standards and guidelines. CERT Disaster Response Team. The Community Emergency Response Team, CERT, is designed to educate residents and businesses about emergency preparedness for hazards that may impact their area and to instruct them in basic disaster response skills. CERT members can also give critical support to their families, neighbors, and community immediately following a disaster, when residents may initially be on their own and emergency services may not be able to help. Community Concert Band Board. The Concert Band Board assists staff with venue recommendation for concerts, music selection, and acts as a liaison to the band. The band performs 3 times a year in Agoura Hills and Westlake Village. Community Services Coalition. The Community Services Coalition is focused on quality of life issues that directly affect our community. They are responsible for monitoring what is currently going on in Agoura Hills and the surrounding area. Many of those issues that affect communities such as Agoura Hills include senior services, emergency services, social and mental health issues, and transportation programs. Community Service Days. Community Service Days is an annual event during the spring with the goal of beautifying and cleaning up the city. It also includes the Creek Cleanup Day in September. It's an amazing event that brings together groups, organizations, families, and friends throughout the area, all with the goal of making Agoura Hills a better place. The Community Service Days Committee assists staff in identifying projects, securing donations, recruiting volunteers, and overall implementation of this event. Community Services Program and Class Volunteers. These volunteers offer a variety of talents to enrich our recreational program offerings to youth, teens, and seniors. Some classes and services include chess instruction, music, tech help for seniors, and senior trip escorts, and designing marketing materials. They are an amazing addition to the recreation program. Cultural Arts Council. The goal of the Cultural Arts Council is to support, develop, and promote arts and culture within a community. The Cultural Arts Council works closely with the Department of Community Services to implement art programs, activities, and special events including annual art shows and boutiques to promote the arts in Agoura Hills and to recruit community support for cultural arts. Friends of the Agoura Hills Library and Board of Directors. The purpose of the Friends of the Agoura Hills Library is to maintain an association to promote knowledge of the functions, resources, services, and needs of the Agoura Hills Library, to assist in bringing to the library funds for special needs beyond the command of the library budget, to support educational and literary purposes, and to stipulate the gifts of books, magazines, desirable collections, endowments, and bequests to the library. One City, One Book Committee. The One City, One Book Committee promotes literature with representatives from the local community, Agoura Hills Library, and the Las Virgenes Unified School District that assist in planning the One City, One Book program. The goal is to bring authors and literature to the community that enhances the arts in Agoura Hills. Planning Commission. The Planning Commission acts in an advisory capacity to the City Council on legislative land use matters and makes decisions on new commercial and residential development applications. Raise Adobe Days Executive Committee. The Raise Adobe Days Executive Committee is responsible for planning and organizing all events within the Raise Adobe Days annual celebration. They work side by side with city staff to implement activities such as the RAD Parade, the RAD Run, hands-on activities, beer garden, and entertainment, just to name a few. Teen VIP Volunteer Program. The Teen VIP program is a summer program in which teens earn service learning hours by doing volunteer work with the city. This includes working at special events, camps, classes, and much more. Tennis League Coordinator. The Tennis League Coordinator is responsible for planning and implementing the men's tennis leagues at the Agoura High School tennis courts. The Tennis League has been a critical part of the Agoura Hills community for decades.
We're closing?
No, I will take it. Well, we hope everyone enjoyed the video. Thank you all for attending tonight. At this point, I would like to invite all of our city council down in front of the dais near the gift table. As Mayor Wolf mentioned, we are doing things just a little bit differently this year. While everyone listening to the program was not able to attend this evening, we are going to invite those of you that were down to in front of the dais to receive your gift. I will only be reading the folks that are actually here and by committee, and I ask that once you receive your gift, please remain in front so we can do one giant volunteer picture for 2025. I do hope that we get everybody that was here and checked in. From the CERT team, Kevin Austin, Yoli Barrera, Diane Blanc-Chowdhury, Dario Eminente, Bob Hazard, Diane Lemoyne, Ann Novick, Bill Novick, Ann Russell, Jeff Wachtel, and Tony Wurtenbrook. From the Community Concert Band, David Ubersax. From Community Service Days, Ben Suber. Our classes and program volunteers from the the Agoura Hills Recreation and Events Center, Nancy Berg, Michael Cole, Roberta Constantin, Adita Ram, Susan Schaefer, Brian Watt, and Avery Yu. From the Cultural Arts Council, Deanna Glassberg, Karen Kent, Priscilla Kromnick, Randy Paller. From the Friends of the Agoura Hills Library Board of Directors, Roberta Constantin and Robin Hellerman. From the Friends of the Agoura Hills Library, Irma Baker, Nancy Berg, Susan Bukowski, Roberta Constantin, Sharon Janis, Allison Merkel, Betty Rohan, Phyllis Rubel, and Susie Talianis. From the One City, One Book Committee, Karen Kent and Randy Paller. From the Planning Commission, Merrill Platzer. From the Reyes Adobe Days Committee, Deanna Glassberg, Randy Paller, Jody Regan, and Jerry Wolf. From the Teen VIP program, Gaetano Barbado. How about a huge round of applause for all of our 2025 volunteers? If you all can please take your seats, we do have one more recognition. At this point, I'm going to invite Dario Eminente from the CERT team to announce this year's CERT Team Member of the Year.
Hello. So it's my pleasure to announce the 2025 CERT Member of the Year. This person always comes to our events with a smiling face and always eager to help and participate and try to do her best with an open smile and open heart and everything. And she did about 60 hours of volunteering last year. And I'm extremely proud that she's part of our group. And it's my pleasure to present the CERT Member of the Year to Ann Russell.
Thank you so much. That's it?
Yep. Did you?
Thank you so very much. So, in closing, the annual volunteer recognition event is the city's way of thanking the hundreds of volunteers for the thousands of hours of their time they have donated over the past year. This evening is a small token of our heartfelt appreciation for all of your time and all of your energy. It is people like you that make living in Agoura Hills such a wonderful place to be. Again, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you all so much for everything you do. And we hope to see you in 2026 out there volunteering just as much. It is what makes our community so special, safe, and we're just so thankful. So with that, we're going to take about a 5-minute recess before we continue with the council meeting. Thank you all so much. Mental reports. We are thrilled tonight to have an update from our good friend Supervisor Lindsay Horvath's staff member, Field Deputy Daniel Vicente. Daniel, come on up.
I always say that's like supervisor height. I just need to lift it just a little more. Daniel Vicente here on behalf of LA County Supervisor Lindsay Horvath's office, Honorable Council. Thank you so much. I bring several items to discuss from the county. So let me just go ahead and jump right in. It is budget season, as I'm sure Councilmember Anderson can tell you. So many of us at the county are very busy right now. And if you want to tune into any of that, we are going to be having our first budget hearings, I believe, on tomorrow and then Friday as well. So there's a whole schedule of that. You can find it on our website, lindsayhorvath.lacounty.gov. If there are any pieces that you are members of the public are interested in chiming in on, please reach out and let us know, and I will connect you with our relevant policy deputies. Starting off on a good note, I will say that our office is proud to be sponsoring the Ladyface Mountain Film Festival again, so look forward to seeing many of you there. At the February 3rd meeting, the Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a motion by Supervisor Horvath and Barger to strengthen oversight and accountability in homeless services contracts as the county launches the new Department of Homeless Services and Housing. And I went ahead, while everyone was here, put some flyers out there for that new department, and we'll make sure to put them in the library before I leave today too, so people can have the information on that new department as it launches. The motion follows years of documented deficiencies in contract monitoring and financial oversight under the Los Angeles Homeless Services Authority, including repeated audit findings that identified lapses in accountability and increased risk of lost or misused funds. The motion directs HSH, which officially launched on January 1st of this year, to establish rigorous contract issuance, monitoring, and oversight protocols in coordination with the auditor controller, and to report back to the board within 60 days, so very soon now, on how these safeguards will be implemented before contracts are executed for next fiscal year. The Board of Supervisors approved Supervisor Horvath's motion challenging President Trump's executive order undermining fire recovery. The LA County Board approved the motion directing County Council to monitor the implementation of the President's executive order, which seeks to preempt and replace state and local permitting and approval processes for rebuilding homes and businesses destroyed by the Palisades and Eaton fires. The Trump administration has delayed critical federal disaster recovery funding that thousands of Angelenos across Los Angeles County need to move forward, while Supervisor Horvath has been on the ground for months hearing directly from survivors, small business owners, and workers working on the rebuild. Supervisor Horvath's motion directs County Council in coordination with the Department of Public Works, Regional Planning, and the Office of Emergency Management to monitor the implementation of the executive order and provide updates to the board as needed. Authorize County Council to initiate or participate in litigation or amicus actions to defend the county's local land use and permitting authority, and to direct the Office of Emergency Management to report back within 30 days on how many individuals and entities receiving federal disaster relief funds would be subject to the executive order's provisions. The Board of Supervisors unanimously approved a motion by Supervisor Horvath and Chair Solis initiating the development of an ordinance to establish ice-free zones across county-owned and county-controlled facilities. The board action directs County Council to draft and return an ordinance to the board due this month. Supervisor Horvath hosted an emergency preparedness event in the East San Fernando Valley, this ending our season of emergency preparedness events that we've held all across the 3rd District, including right here next door in the city of Calabasas, as well as in Topanga and at the Skirball Center that we held this season, as well as several other events like the one that we partnered with the city of Malibu. Partnered with the city of Malibu for. Supervisor Horvath has affirmed the safety and legality of emergency fire debris removal at the Calabasas landfill following a Superior Court ruling. Recently, Superior Court Judge Stephen Gorfich ruled in favor of the County of Los Angeles and the LA County Sanitation Districts in a lawsuit regarding the use of Calabasas landfill for the Palisades Fire private property debris removal program. The judge denied the City of Calabasas' petition for writ of mandate following evidence that hazardous waste was appropriately separated from fire debris by the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and their contractors, and that the County of Los Angeles and the LA County Sanitation Districts followed all relevant laws and industry best practices. Additionally, independent testing done by the City of Calabasas found no hazardous exceedances or presence of toxic materials going into the landfill. Our office remains focused on accountability and remains central to our recovery, and we will continue to ensure essential protections are upheld to safeguard public health and the environment. The board also advanced the creation of a disaster recovery rebuilding authority, and the motion directs county leadership to return with a framework for standing up the Disaster Recovery Rebuild Authority, including a launch plan, staffing and resource needs, and a comprehensive financial strategy. It also advances continued development of an infrastructure master plan for fire-impacted areas, strengthens disaster recovery coordination within the Chief Executive Office, and bolsters permitting capacity to help rebuilding moving efficiently in the unincorporated Santa Monica Mountains. And last but not least, the LA County Emergency Rent Relief Program reopened on February 9th, and it will be closing on March 11th, 2026. So what this emergency funding goes to is to support mom and pop landlords or tenants who have been impacted by the fires or ice raids that are going on in Los Angeles County. And so that is open again, and I put some flyers out there as well, and I will also drop those off in the library. They are in English and Spanish. That's all I've got from our office, and I'm happy to take questions from the city council members.
Wow. Daniel, thank you so much for everything you do for our county and our region, and the supervisor for all the work you guys do. Do any of council members have questions or comments? I see Council Member Sylvester.
Yes, there's one other item I didn't hear you mention.
Yes. What is it?
Which is what's going on the ballot in November. Or is it in June?
In June. Yes, so there is a sales tax increase that is being proposed by the board. It is being sent to the ballot for June. That was approved with a amendment from Supervisor Horvath after she raised concerns. The amendment being that 5% of those funds be directed to reproductive health causes in the county, particularly to Planned Parenthood, and with a commitment to, before essentially what happened was the author of the motion had stated that they wanted some kind of committee to oversee how these funds were dispersed, but there was nothing in there about a makeup of how this committee would be made up. So the supervisor's amendment to the motion requires there to be, I believe, one of them is from the Department of Health Services, one appointee from, there's basically one from every relevant department that touches on the funding, and then another 5, each one appointed by the different board offices, with that person not being a staff member. So it has to be someone in the community who comes from various backgrounds that the funding touches on. So it will be a 9-person board. Happy to send to the city manager the makeup of how that's exactly made up, just because I don't know off the top of my head. But it does provide more oversight to make sure that there's accountability in how those tax dollars will be spent, if it is approved by the voters.
Thank you. Any other council members, comments or questions? Daniel? Seeing or hearing none, thank you so much for coming out tonight for that very detailed report.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you soon. Moving on to the Clean Power Alliance update, I will now defer to MPT Klein Lopez.
MPT DKL.
Yeah, that's what I actually meant to say. That didn't come out. That's what I was thinking.
That's a new nickname for me. Thank you, Mayor. I have two pieces of good news on the Clean Power Alliance front. The first one is that the Board of Clean Power Alliance approved a rate reduction in our generation rates that took effect on February 1st. We did that. There's a bunch of different components. It's very complicated about what makes up the generation rates, and one of those components spiked a little bit, and we wanted to make sure that we addressed it. And so Clean Power Alliance works very hard. We have reserves, we have fiscal stabilization fund, we want to be nimble to these things. And so we actually voted in a rate, we do rates once a year, but when there are extenuating circumstances, the board discusses it, and we met and we actually voted to do a rate reduction that reduced the rates about 20% of basically wiping out what that spike would have been. So it's very important that we keep these rates affordable and consistent for our customers. So very proud of the board for doing that. The other piece of news I wanted to share is very, very good news. For the third year in a row, Clean Power Alliance has been recognized as the largest provider of 100% green energy in the nation. So if you remember, we are a conglomerate of 38, soon to be 40 cities. We provide energy at 3 different rates, at a 35% renewable rate, a 50%, and 100% renewable rate. Most of our customers are on the 100% renewable rate. We serve over 3 million residential and business customers. And so because of that, we procure nearly I wrote it down somewhere, but I don't see it now, 5 million megawatts in power in renewable power. So really, really proud. I want to remind everybody we are only 9 years old. So Clean Power Alliance, which has only existed since 2017, has been top of the nation in renewable energy for 3 of those years. So very proud of that we are a part of it, very proud to be chair of this board, and wanted to share that good news with you. So thank you.
Great, thank you for that update. Really interesting. Are there any reports from staff? Are there any reports from City Council? Seeing or hearing none. Moving on to public comments. This section is reserved for individuals wishing to speak on items that are not listed on the agenda that are within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. If you have materials to distribute to the council, please do not approach the dais. Instead, provide them to the city clerk for distribution on your behalf. Public testimony is limited to 3 minutes per speaker, and a speaker's time may not be transferred to another speaker. Individuals addressing the council shall refrain from disorderly conduct that disrupts, otherwise impedes the orderly conduct of the meeting. I will now defer to the city clerk.
Thank you. We did not receive any written correspondence, nor do we have any speaker cards.
Thank you. Moving on to the consent calendar. This section is reserved for persons wishing to speak on items on the consent calendar. I will now, again, defer to the city clerk.
Thank you. We did not receive any written correspondence, nor do we have any speaker cards.
Are there any questions from the city council on the consent calendar? Seeing or hearing none, I will now call for a motion and a second to adopt the consent calendar. Will the makers of the motion and the second state your name?
Councilmember Anderson makes the motion.
Councilmember Anstead seconds.
I will now defer to the city clerk for roll call.
Councilmember Anderson?
Aye.
Councilmember Anstead?
Aye.
Councilmember Sylvester?
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Klein Lopez?
Aye.
Mayor Wolf?
Aye.
Mayor Wolf, you have approval, 5-0.
Great, thank you. Moving on to council staff comments. Are there any comments from staff? I'm seeing Amy.
Thank you, Mayor Wolf, and good evening, council members. I just wanted to take a moment to announce to the public, to remind everybody that we've got a winter art show that is happening a week from tomorrow. It's a gallery opening. We're super excited. We've got 3 local artists named Mouse Rock, Scott Michael, and Dan Scherer, and they are a little bit out of what we normally would have. Like, we're super excited because one of them's a graffiti artist, we've got a landscape artist, and then Dan is a little bit of a combination of both. And they actually created a piece where they all put their touches on it. So it's going to be a combination piece that'll be on display. So the art gallery opening is on Thursday, February 19th from 5 to 7. We encourage the public to come out and meet the artists. We'll have light refreshments, and it is free to the public. So thank you to the Cultural Arts Council, and we're looking forward to the show. So thank you.
Great, really exciting. Thank you. Are there any other comments from staff? Moving on, are there comments from the city council? No? Seeing or hearing none, I have two quick animal-related comments. The first is that, as everyone might have seen, that there was a wolf in Los Angeles County for the first time in 100 years, meaning that wolves may or may not be using our wildlife corridor in the near future. So that's pretty exciting. And the other piece of wildlife news is a really great New York Times article that came out about mountain lions in the region. And the main photo is one of the most incredible mountain lion photos I've ever seen, but it's with Liberty Canyon. Agoura Hills in the background is the main photo that they use with the wildlife corridor. So if you haven't seen it, I suggest checking it out. It's a free article, New York Times. Agoura Hills is mentioned a few times in it, so that's pretty exciting. And with that, I will move to adjournment. The next regular City Council meeting is scheduled for 6 p.m. on February 25th in the council chambers of the Civic Center located at 30001 Ladyface Court in Agoura Hills, California. The meeting is now adjourned.